Dragon Drop Podcast.
I spent all day thinking about this. There's celebrity boxing matches, and I thought of the all-time great. We got Rachel Maddow. I think she's the host of MSNBC, right?
That's of her show, yes.
She's a champion of the left versus
Disagree.
Ben Shapiro, champion of the right.
Also disagree. People,
Well,
I feel like people on the right kind of hate Ben Shapiro because he wasn't anti-Israel. No.
He's
He
Jewish.
was. Yeah, I know, but like he fired Candace Charles for like some shit about Jews. Why are we opening with Ben Shapiro?
I just thought,
That's cool.
Damn it!
I just thought Rachel Maddow versus Ben Shapiro in a boxing match.
I
think Rachel Maddow has got a good shot. I mean, it's like 50-50.
She's got 50 pounds on him.
Right, that counts for something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
So I like that.
I watch MSNBC every now and then, but she's like maybe the 5th or 6th best person on that channel. Even though she is kind of the face of the station.
Yeah,
I like
Throw a right hook.
I like Ari Melber because he likes to throw rap lyrics in to the stories, and then he like says that. Yes, but
Is he a white guy?
I think he's probably Jewish, but yes,
That's cultural appropriation, right? Is that right?
You ever heard of the New York City Jewish rappers called the Beastie Boys?
Oh,
They're hip hop.
Anyways, all right. So this is what episode are we on?
this is episode 14, right?
Yeah, it's Big 14.
We're there, man. We're there. All right.
Which is 7 times 2, and 7's a really important number. So it's like almost like serendipity here at episode 14.
right.
This one's doubly good.
Define serendipity. Go ahead.
Serendipity is like when you have to pee really bad, and then it's like all of a sudden you come across a bathroom, and you're like, "Wow, look at that!" Or like
What a great example.
You're thinking about your cat not being sick anymore because it's been sick for a long time, and then it comes and jumps up on your lap and meows at you. It's like, would you look at that?
It's like when your stomach's like really hurting and you might have to crap your pants, and then the moment comes, and then the moment passes, and you realize it was just a fart. Serendipity.
Like when you're climbing up a ladder and you feel something splatter. Diarrhea.
Is that a thing?
I used to say it when I was 10. I don't know, man. It's like a poem. A rhyme. It ends with diarrhea.
It's really weird how sometimes you just have loose stools, sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen when you sit down. You know something's going to happen, right? And it's like a daily occurrence, and you just can't count on it. Why can't we count on the consistency, of your stool?
You'd have to eat the
like
same food every day.
You're throwing the dice,
Control
you could be
your
stressed
stool.
out.
Take back your life.
Okay, speaking of diarrhea.
I got peanut butter pops.
Bill, you posted this article here.
Yeah, so I found this to be exciting and disturbing. Florida man sneezes his intestines out of his body at restaurant. 63-year-old man, he was recovering from surgical wounds.
Okay.
He and then just guts in the restaurant. You're eating your pancakes, you got sausages because you're like, I'm gonna treat myself, and then you look to your left, this guy coughs his guts out.
I mean, at least like it wasn't completely random. It says he was a 63-year-old with a history of prostate cancer, so he already had loose guts. So just
it's just clickbait.
Little sneeze. Little sneeze. Your lower intestine falls out.
When do you think it was when you learned what prolapse meant?
There was that
Middle school.
There was
Middle school.
No, you guys. I don't even want to say it. You guys remember Goatsy?
Earlier?
No, Goatsy. It's
Goatsy.
that picture. It's that picture. I'm just gonna show. It's a picture like of this. That's all.
It's this picture.
It's that picture. Like that.
Gap.
I remember there was a story where a guy. It was a guy and a horse, and it killed him.
Ooh, I kind of remember that.
A good synopsis.
Probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, they call it a pink
PG.
sock.
Who calls it a pig sock?
That's what I've heard.
Where you hear that?
It's just
man?
a really weird thing. Like
When I was 10, I learned that too.
I just think about like I don't want to be around it because you feel like when there are prolapses happening, it's never for like a investigative sort of situation. It's always like um exciting. They're exciting themselves, and I think that that's weird. Like I don't want this, what sphincter coming out. We don't want this. But
No.
I would like to investigate and see, if it's out and you hit it, what's the recoil? If you push it back, is it going back? Or I just want to see like how does it react to when you
I think
manipulate it.
Probably once it's out, it's not going back in, man.
So you like have a constant like if you're walking around, is it out?
Ask our old principal, man. What's his name? He had a shit bag. I don't remember our high school principal's
Mr. Bauk.
name. Mr. Bauk. All right, there you go.
I thought like when the story was read about the dude sneezing, it was coming out of his mouth. I didn't think
That's what I thought too.
the other side. So I was like, how the fuck? His lungs are popping out.
He covered the protuberance with his shirt and considered driving himself to the hospital.
Yeah, sit in the car. Right.
Ugh.
What a badass.
It's called dehiscence. What? What? It's a well-known complication.
Dehiscence?
Say the science word, Dan, please.
Yeah,
I can't read it. Let me hold on.
that's a Dan word.
It's decent.
Dehiscence?
I don't know, man. This let's just go.
I've never seen that before, actually.
It's multiple meanings, including botanical process, surgical process, surgical complication, where a wound ruptures along a surgical incision. Okay.
Dehiscence.
You know what's really amazing about human biology is that your intestines and your guts have so much bacteria in it that if you were to have any kind of a fissure leaking that into your body, you would die from sepsis quickly. But your body just knows to contain it and then excrete it through and you could just live your whole life with all that bacteria in this special spot.
It's not always the
If
case,
it were to-
man. There's an episode of Law and Order SVU where these brothers have to get a poop transplant because one of the brothers doesn't have any bacteria in his ass.
True. And I think it's a thing where if there's somebody with really good gut bacteria and you take their poop and put it in your body, it helps your gut biome fix. So like we should be sharing with each other, right?
Why do you guys know about this poop transplant stuff?
I used to watch SVU,
that's
dude.
the first time I ever heard about that.
Well,
That's
SVU
wild.
poop transplant. It was like some kids, man. There was like one where like these kids they didn't go outside enough, so they didn't develop any like, antibodies, and they needed to get a poop transplant to survive.
Goes no further than the cecum, but you got to put it up in there far enough.
I do want to pass this on. This is important for people to know on this subject. It's called diverticulitis, and my dad got it from eating, I think it was a pound or two of pistachios. And you get it from like nuts, and it's like the nuts get into, so like your intestines are ribbed. So like a piece of a nut can kind of get lodged in the ribs of your intestines, and then it'll rot out. And then it'll like create those fissures I was talking about and then leak like bacteria in your body and you go septic. So yeah, diverticulitis is not good, but you can get it from eating too many nuts.
All right.
So be careful out there.
Thank
He
you.
Probably
almost
just
died.
Don't eat any nuts. It's probably good.
Nuts are good.
No, yeah, nuts are
They taste nice, but they're not the best thing for you.
I thought they were.
Yeah,
Aren't they
are
like really high in
peanuts-
fat and good calories?
pistachios. You know,
They taste good. You get them salted, bro.
the guy from Gangnam Style did the ads. They got to be okay. All right.
I'm not eating many nuts.
But it's like the only
I
way
don't trust
vegans get
like
a
that.
protein.
And here's the thing. They need to, so as men, we have prostates, and all people should have a colon sort of scope, a colonoscopy at some point.
At
What they
45.
need to do both of them at the same time. So you go in at 45 to get your colonoscopy.
I think
You're
45 is too
also
late,
getting,
man. I'm going next year.
Are you?
I think so. Because I think that's like, I was watching Mad Men, and John Hamm in Mad Men, when he's like 35, I believe, gets his first colonoscopy. The show takes place in like 1963. So like,
You're gonna get a colonoscopy because of Mad Men?
Yeah, I watched
hell yeah,
the
man. If
TV
John
show.
Hamm gets fingers up his ass to get checked out, I'll do it too.
Dude, I've been looking forward to a colonoscopy literally for the last 10 to 15 years. I'm like, did you know that with a colonoscopy, there's a fart room after, and all the people getting colonoscopies,
Yeah.
you sit in the fart room, and it could be like beautiful women, and they're letting huge woofers.
You gotta
And
drink
you
this
all-
liquid for a day before or
Yeah.
something.
Empty out.
Dude, nice Hillis shirt, by the way.
What is
John Grizzly
Oh, yeah.
Hillis.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
what?
It's from the kickball tournament.
Yeah.
There's
The one
Su-
year I went.
It's for suicide awareness
That's
because John
custom
Grizzly
merch.
Hillis is no longer
That's
with
a
us.
nice shirt. It's got great designs.
Yeah.
So it is
America.
this year, September. If you guys want to go to the kickball tournament for suicide awareness, not trying to guilt trip you into saying if you say no, you're not like, willing to support suicide awareness. But
I was supposed to
Yeah,
go
I'm not
last
saying
year.
you're a bad person.
Yeah, it's kickball, dude. I can't really run around the
I thought I knew the rules. I did not know the
it's
rules.
baseball. What's different?
Yeah, but I don't know. I fucked up. We played against like the most hardcore team on the whole.
they were wearing
tournament,
cleats. It's like it's a beer drinking tournament, and the people we played against were all with cleats on.
I was on the base and the dude ran at me and tagged me like he got me out, but I was just on the base. I was like, bro. He was like so tryhard. I didn't understand. I was like, that doesn't mean I'm out just because you touched me, right? Because I was like, obviously you know the rules better, but like, what the fuck?
You never watch baseball, dude? Yeah, they just tap them. Give them a tap. Or sometimes they just like stand on the base with their foot there and they catch the ball and that counts as an out.
Baseball is so boring.
It's gotten better since they added the shot clock or the pitch clock.
How many seconds do they got to pitch?
I don't watch
Several.
baseball, dude. Oh, let's see. Pitch clock
Only several sacks.
length.
Ooh, several sacks.
I like baseball. It's probably
18 seconds with runners on
bit.
base.
Oh,
that's
that's more than I
fast. Yeah,
thought.
that's
Pretty quick.
Yeah, I feel like if baseball didn't take 3 hours, people would watch it. Like, I feel like that's why soccer is so big around the world, because it's a guaranteed 100-ish minutes.
soccer's so lame.
There's
dude.
no
Come
commercials.
on.
There's 0 commercials during soccer.
Soccer is so football.
You're like,
Oh, dumb, dude.
it's more
Dude, it's-
popular than anything else.
It's so weird that Japan and Cuba are like the top baseball countries in the world. Doesn't that seem random?
No,
Like
it's
you
not
would
random
think
at
it'd
all.
be like
It's not random at all.
Sudan or
Cuba
something.
is America.
Japan likes baseball because they like America. Okay. And Cuba, I don't know
Cosplay.
why. I don't know where Cuban baseball comes from, but like even what's his name? Was Miguel Cabrera from like Venezuela? It's just big.
He's from Detroit.
He did play on the Tigers, yes, for a good decade. I think he might have. Is he still there? I don't know baseball, man.
Sure.
Miggy's gone. Miggy left us.
I stopped
over.
watching when they stopped winning.
I used to go to a lot of
Mm.
games. That shit was cool. But yeah, watching any sports on TV, I'm just, when family gatherings, there's always sports on, and that's when,
Thanksgiving, dude, Lions every year.
that's when I learn.
I like watching the NFL, but that sports is a good thing that you don't even have to know what's going on. And like at a family function, you can go in and be like, "Wow, he really drained that 3," or just like hit some lingo,
Yeah.
and then or you hit him with an elbow nudge after something happens, or you can really build some rapport with people with sports, even if you don't know.
You can always like throw out some player who hasn't played in 25 years, and they'll think it's funny.
True.
Like always mention Barry Sanders with the Lions. It's been so.
You can
long.
always disappoint people if you tell them, I don't watch sports. That's a good one, too.
All
Right. Instantly.
I
put
don't
them-
follow sports. And then they get real mad and sad at you. But they hold it in.
Okay, speaking of sports, though, we got a little connection to sports here
Sports.
today. What happened here? LeBron James's son got drafted.
Yeah, so Bronny James, he gets all his shine from his pops. He's 6'2". He's hardly even a big boy for the NBA. And he just got drafted. Didn't get drafted the first round, so he's not even very good. and then gets drafted by the Lakers, and his pops I think is on the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the Lakers that has LeBron James drafts his son 2nd round. I mean, what are we doing here?
They're letting him play with his dad for maximum ratings, since sports only exist to sell commercials.
That's the logical conclusion here.
Yeah, that is the answer.
If I was LeBron and you're like this epic basketball player, and then your son is on the court, and it's like you're going to have to yell at him and tell him how much he sucks during the plays, because he's going to suck. He's like a rookie that sucks. But it's like, that's such a weird power dynamic where it's like, I'm like the leader of the team and like the best in the world, and I need to tell my son how much he sucks on the court. You know what I mean?
It's just history, dude. I think isn't LeBron the oldest guy in the whole league?
Is he even good anymore?
I think I think so.
Is he?
I've got to assume he's still good if he's still playing, right? He's still the biggest draw. Like I don't get why LeBron gets so much hate. He seems like a good guy. He gives back to like where he grew up, and
He's been around for forever.
helps like
I
fund
remember-
schools.
I was in 7th grade home ec class when LeBron went to the NBA. He went straight from high school to the NBA, and it was like a really big deal.
That was with
And I'm old now, and he's still playing.
That was the class with your bully's wife.
You're spot on, Mrs. Kibble. I can remember this very clearly. I don't know why LeBron getting drafted means is in my memory. It shouldn't be, because I don't watch NBA. I don't care about LeBron.
I only care
But,
about
like,
WNBA.
They
I
changed
care
the
more
rules.
about WNBA.
They changed the rules after that because it was 2003. Wow, but he didn't go to college, I think, and now you have to do at least a year.
Right.
He didn't.
Which doesn't even mean anything. I mean, people get recruited just to play sports, and then
No, it's not like that
they
every
make it
sport,
work
man.
out for
Like
'em.
not in hockey. Like hockey's got a bunch of minor leagues. Like same
Well,
thing with baseball, tons of minor leagues.
I just got it. So all these guys that go into sports, like they make a bunch of money and then they all spend it all and they lose all their money. So what you do is you go in and you teach them personal finance, and then they can manage their own money and not be poor after they leave the league in 5 years.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a gap there that
But-
we could fill.
Okay, the issue with that is though, we have this other story here. Some players simply cannot be taught because they cannot read. Okay.
It's a white guy that can't read?
Yeah. This
That seems
NBA,
unusual.
this guy right here, Marquette guard Tyler Kolek. He's gonna go undrafted after getting a 7% on his IQ test, or this Wonderlic IQ test. I don't know what that is, but that must be a basketball test. It's because he cannot read.
Wonderlic.
Like it's a
Is
common.
it probably from Missouri or something, or Kentucky.
Wait, which Marquette
Is
is
he
this?
Slovakian? Kolek? Marquette
wait,
is
wait, wait.
Michigan, isn't it?
Wait, time out. There is an update right here that wasn't here when I first saw this.
All right, we need a Snopes here.
It says that he is not illiterate. This was started as an online joke by Big East fans, and himself has participated in it. Okay,
Posting
So he
fake
can
news.
read.
twist. Yes, my bad. That was spreading misinformation.
That's what we're here for.
Hey, I caught it.
I've scored less than a 7% on an exam, and proud.
That is impressive, man. I think the lowest grade I ever got on any exam, I got a 40%, and it was the day World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King came out. Because it was a chemistry exam, and I knew that they were gonna only 3 of the 4
Yeah.
exams counted, so I shouldn't even have gone in to take the exam. It would have, because it didn't count anyway. So, but
I got a 49 in chemistry, and I passed because of the curve. So
Did it-
college is very good at
Did not-
teaching people.
did not have a curve in my college, man. I feel like you only have
Yeah, that-
curves when it's like a class of like 200, right?
It was like first so many years chemistry class, but it was insane. No one got above a C even. So it's like,
Damn.
man,
like-
maybe your tests are really bad or something.
Yeah, if nobody can even like ace a test, it's not a good test, or the teacher didn't teach very well.
Even like there's like an online chemistry homework, and I would put in the answers and get them verified, and it would still say they're wrong. So I think that guy just had the tenure and was fucking with people. That's what it seemed like. But that's
Did I
pretty baller. That guy's a badass.
Did I ever tell you guys about the economics of Russia class I took?
No.
So I didn't have any friends, and there was a group project, and so I automatically got assigned friends for the group project.
Friends, not
How it goes, yeah.
And I don't know, it was about something about the economics of Russia, the history of the Soviet Union. And one of the guy, and I remember his name, Zihu Lu, or something like that.
one of the Chinese kids.
He was Chinese. He couldn't speak or read English very well. And so he wanted me to write his part, and I didn't. And what ended up happening was we got our grade back, and it was a fail because Ziho Lu plagiarized his portion, and we all failed. And we
Damn.
all got academic dishonesty marks on our record that we had to take academic dishonesty courses. And if you get another mark, you are kicked out of the university. I went to the professor's office. She was like a Russian lady who didn't give a shit. And I legit cried in her office because I was like, it's not my fault. Ziho Lu cheated and plagiarized and his part. And she's like, you should have checked it. You should have proofread and figured it out. I'm like, I cried.
So-
and I've had dreams about her for years
Jesus.
where I will be vandalizing her house in my dream.
Because like if you would have cheated, you would have got away with it.
Probably.
Like that's the moral of the story is cheat when the Chinese kid can't read English. All right.
And I remember
That's
one
a good
time
takeaway.
he came over. I was kind of friendly with him. His dad was a banker in China.
Of course.
And me and some other white guy, we were hanging out with Ziho Lu at the apartment, and we had this huge bong. And me and in college. So, you try things in college, right? And so me and the white guy are hitting this big bong, and we pass it to Ziho Lu, and he's like, "Oh no, thank you." He didn't want to hit the big bong, but and we're just like stupid, So that's
Damn.
good.
It's probably straight edge, dude. And I explained to someone what straight edge meant at work today with the cross because you got the X's on your hands, so you got 3 of them. You do this.
Yeah.
For my family, for my friends, forever. Throw down.
Dude,
you ever listen to that throw
There
down?
was straight
song?
edge kids in college, even.
Well, I mean,
That's
you're
just
not
crazy.
really straight edge until you're 21, right?
True.
Because like if you turn 21 and start drinking, you were never straight edge. Anyway, when we were in school, they like the straight edge kids threatened violence all the time. They said they would punch people in the throat if they were drinking.
I kind of remember that. Who was straight edge?
Rock.
I don't remember, man.
Woods. But Woods was always like the nicest guy.
He's got a PhD in theology now. He's a religious doctor.
He'll tell you about Jesus.
Yes.
Theologian.
Man. I went to his college one day, used to hang out with him, and like it felt like just like an after church program.
Hanging out with him?
Yeah, like the foosball table set up and the pool table, like it was just like that.
I do have a question about Jesus. But it's we're not getting too far into Jesus talk. But I was just wondering, if you've ever read the Bible, it says like Jesus was born, and then all of a sudden he's 30. He's like 30. What about Jesus's childhood? What happened to Jesus when he like puberty and all these situations that happen in childhood? What about Jesus's childhood? Do we know anything about that?
I think there's like a book of Mary that was like not included. That maybe would have
the
had
Book
that.
of Mary, huh?
There's like a bunch of books of the Bible that just got deleted because they're considered apocryphal.
What's that mean?
Not biblically enough? Apocryphal. Doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being true.
Oh.
Like the
Interesting.
the Ethiopian version of the Bible has the most books. If you want to read about all the demons, that's the one you go to.
Ooh.
It's one of the great divine mysteries we don't know, but
Yeah, but-
people were like, he's a carpenter, he was working. And then other people are like, he was just taking, time by himself with the sheep and herding. And it's like, well, is that just like double meaning for learning how to like talk to people and influence them? And, big mystery there.
You guys both grew up Catholic, so you should know a lot about this compared to me. All right. I personally have only read.
What are you trying to say?
I've only
If
read
you
in the.
you just said this.
I've
it's
never
all
read the. I've
omitted,
never read the New
and then you're
Testament.
like, well, you should know about it because
Well,
it's
you should
omitted.
though.
Doesn't
Well,
make any
no,
sense.
no, like the main stuff because there's got to be other parts that like kind of talk about this in the Bible somewhere, right?
Well, the New Testament, it goes from Jesus was born to Jesus is 30. And I feel like, and then soon after, Jesus is dead. You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of Jesus's life is not in the Bible.
I never even got
Most
to
of his
Jesus in the
life.
Bible. All right, I've only gotten a couple pages into Genesis where they start like listing like the kids of kids with no parents.
You can't even
Stop
read.
Stop right there.
Like the lineages and the genealogy in the Bible, it is unreadable.
Yeah. So never made it all the way to the New Testament. Maybe someday.
Anyway, that was my Jesus thought for the day.
Jesus. Okay. Speaking of Jesus, what's your guys' favorite Disney movie?
Ooh, it's
I
gotta
like
be
Star Wars.
Stop.
Star Wars.
Star Wars doesn't fucking count, dude.
Yeah, it does. Nowadays, it counts.
Favorite Disney movie before 2015?
So it could be animated or not. Okay.
Yeah, animated or not. Not a TV original, though. That's a separate question.
Start scrolling
Oh,
through
that
them
was
because
what I
I
was
don't
going
know any of
for.
them.
I was gonna say either Brink or Johnny Tsunami.
Dude, those are my top two as well for the TV, for sure. But
I've never heard of either of those. That's
are you
cool.
kidding me, dude? You don't know who Andy Brinker is?
You've
You've never heard the phrase "keep your tips up"?
No.
We should honestly watch Brink. Like, just
I watched
off
it.
air.
I watched it 2 weeks ago, dude.
We should watch Brink. That's a sweet movie. They look a lot younger now. They look like scary high schoolers.
They actually look like they're in high school though in those movies.
They did a pretty good job.
And like for sure, Johnny Tsunami. Johnny Tsunami's grandpa is the bad guy from the Mortal Kombat movie.
The new Mortal Kombat?
No.
We don't talk about that.
The 1995 or 6 one, or maybe
The
94.
thing about Freaky Friday, Freaky Friday.
That's what you're gonna pick.
Well, see, the thing about Freaky Friday is Jamie Lee Curtis is like, people don't realize how sexy Jamie Lee Curtis is.
Which is weird because there's always been like
find
a
out.
myth that she's trans, but she never was trans.
She is low key a baddie. I mean, she's getting older now, but I don't
She
have
the
qualms with that.
Terminator lady?
Dude. Jamie Lee Curtis.
This is what he's talking about
no,
here,
she's
right?
not.
Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies with Arnold.
That's not what I was thinking. I think there's another one with her in it.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like the hair. She's got like slicked back gel hair. That's not my vibe.
I've seen this movie and I do not remember the plot, but it's pretty good. Most Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are pretty good, but I'd say like my favorite Disney movie was probably Fox and the Hound.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I feel like that should be like a mandatory movie for young kids because it's like an anti-racist movie. You ever see Fox and the Hound, Dan?
Probably, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's about a little hound that befriends a fox, even though the hound is a fox hunting hound.
Yeah, I've seen parts of that one.
I think Lilo and
Definitely.
Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch, they changed that after 9/11.
Did they?
There was
They
like
redacted some Lilo and Stitch?
there was like some major plane change in the movie. I think
They had to change it because she was wearing a thong or something.
Oh yeah, they added some clothes on the sister at some point too.
Oh, boo.
But
Yeah.
there's a live action Lilo and Stitch coming out pretty soon. But live action doesn't really mean anything anymore because they say that Lion King movie was live action and it was completely CGI.
Yeah. It was based on actors that had the probes on them, and they kind of got their faces on the lions. Yeah.
What
But
about
The
Oliver
tiger
and Company?
walks.
What is Oliver and Company?
Oh, dude, I like the
cat?
Muppets.
Is that the
bro.
cat movie?
Yeah, the cat.
Yeah, I don't remember this movie at all, dude. Oliver.
What
and
about-
Yeah, the cat's
Ah.
drinking the milk.
What's the movie that was like they're riding the dog through the sky? Never Ending Story.
Dude, I was just
Yeah.
talking about that at work.
That movie scared me when I was a kid.
Hey,
Yeah, dude, the
shout out to
sand sharks.
Shout out to Edward who brought that up today. He said that movie taught him about depression and severely
Ooh.
negatively impacted his life.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, man.
most movies are just traumatic in different ways, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, but that was a sad
The horse
dog.
dying.
I don't remember that movie. I remember like a kid riding on the dog dragon named Falco.
You try to forget.
You guys ever
What about
see
Homeward Bound?
Is Homeward Bound Disney?
I don't know, but that was a good one.
I think Homeward Bound was yeah, it is Disney.
Chance.
They don't really. I feel like they don't do this anymore, where they like have animal movies where they talk.
Oh, what was the one with the pug? That was like, it was a similar movie where there was a pug where they're trying to like, oh man, Milo and Otis.
Milo and Otis.
Dude, Milo and Otis is
I've never seen this.
awesome.
Is this Disney?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they got them right next to each other. Look at that.
Yep.
Oh man, Homeward Bound was good.
Watch Milo and Otis. There's a scene where there's a bear trying to kill Otis, and Milo keeps popping out the cat and hitting the bear. You know, it would pop out of a basket and hit the bear, and eventually the bear runs off and he saves Otis.
That's incredible. Okay, so
I think like Georgia the Jungle or Flubber.
is Flubber Disney? Dude, I didn't even
Get fucked. It's
dude,
Disney.
you're naming some actual classic hits here, dude.
I'm looking them all up because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to remember.
Okay, well, how about
Flubber?
Dan? Do you have any favorite Disney Channel originals though?
I never watched enough Disney Channel to know what an original would be.
You ever see 13th Year? No, like this is a movie
I've
about a
never heard
boy
of that.
becoming a mermaid.
Man of the House.
I've seen parts of that. I remember that.
What's Man of the House? Is the fucking Tim Allen movie? Or Chevy Chase.
but
Chevy
it's got
Chase.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. in
JT2.
it.
Yeah, I was just watching Huck and Finn or Tuck Finn, the Tales of the one that doesn't have Elijah Wood in it. But it's got Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Tom Sawyer.
Oh, heavyweights,
like,
dude.
Heavyweights is
the
this?
best one is Meet the Deedles with Paul Walker.
What are you're just on
Meet
some
the
Wikipedia.
Deedles.
I mean, what is that?
Meet the Deedles.
Meet the Deedles.
Yep.
1990.
Scott P. Walk on it.
Where did you find this? Where was this?
It's a
What?
classic. What are you talking
It's got
about?
2 stars.
Dude, no, this movie had a 24 million budget, made 4 million.
That's what I'm talking about. It looks like Dude, Where's My Car? Kind of.
It has box office bomb right here at the top of the page.
That's why you
Perfect.
never heard about it.
Man,
I'm a big Mr. Magoo fan.
but you never saw Brink, huh? Because Brink, where's Brink?
Never heard of it.
Brink 98. It's a rollerblading movie, and they are something they call soul skaters because
So good.
they don't believe in skating for money. But Brink's dad is on disability because he hurt his back at the construction site. Okay, so in order to gain a little bit of money, which is in the movie $200 a week, to which Brink's little sister says that's a lot of money. He joins Team X Blades, a sponsored team, and
He's a sellout.
yeah, his friends hate him for it.
X-Blades.
But he ends up leaving Team X Blades and gets his own sponsor from where he's working, which is a
Dog and Suds.
Pup and Suds. It's
Pup and Suds?
It's either Puff or Pup and Suds. I think it's Pup and Suds. But he's a dog groomer, because he wanted a job. So
What about Remember the Titans?
dude, shut the fuck. You don't like remember the Titans, man. I don't remember the Titans.
What about Pirates of the Caribbean?
Boo.
Honestly, dude, you go back and watch the Pirates 1, 2, 3. They're pretty fucking good compared to movies nowadays. They're very good, especially the CGI. Like the face of what's his name, Davy Jones.
Yeah, they like digressed on the CGI quality from that movie.
I honestly think CGI stopped getting better in 2008,
Yeah,
specifically
it's kept off.
with the movie I Am Legend. I Am Legend is the downfall of CGI.
Ooh.
I'll tell you, I was a huge fan of Swiss Family Robinson. That's just a good story.
What are you talking about?
Dan was a PBS kid.
Oh, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I haven't watched any of those movies either, but Brave Little Toaster.
That's
That's a good one.
Brave Little Toaster it's not Disney, is it? I'm pretty sure Brave Little Toaster is an offshoot of Disney, of a guy that quit Disney.
It's Disney.
Is that true? Brave Little. I don't know about that.
What was weird about on Brave Little Toaster, there was the
Independent.
blanket. Okay, go to the Brave Little Toaster pictures with the blanket. Okay, why does the blanket have like it's almost like one of those like urinal cakes on its face? You know what I'm talking about? No, the blanket. There's a blanket. Isn't there?
Yeah,
Blanky.
I do not remember this character.
Okay, what blanket has got, a bar of soap on it? What is that?
Let's check.
It's like the earliest fidget spinner. It's a button you can push while you swaddle in the blanket.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
like, what is
no,
that?
he's a childlike electric blanket.
Oh, he's an electric blanket.
Yeah,
They had
his
those
nose,
back then?
his nose is a heat knob.
That makes sense. That always threw me off.
But Brave Little Toaster is not Disney. It's independent.
Wow.
They own it now.
That was legit.
And some animator left Disney to make this. It's pretty good.
There's all these like older movies that the kids these days, there's so much media, they'll never see these classics. Like back in the day, if there was a movie that was released, it was like a lot of people would watch that one movie, and like society kind of moved in one direction.
That happened
as
with
far as media went.
Barbenheimer last year. There was one instance of that.
Barbenheimer?
Barbie and Oppenheimer came out the same day.
I saw neither of those movies. This is what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
I-
Dan, did you see either?
No.
You guys
I heard
don't go to the
Oppen
movies.
good.
You're not a good example of that. They were huge. But like when I saw Oppenheimer, and when I was there were like literally like dozens of like girls dressed up as Barbies, fully in character, pretending to be Barbies and taking pictures all around the movie theater.
Sounds like I missed out.
Yeah, I could have found my wife, dude. Fuck.
Oppenheimer's
True.
good, man. Oppenheimer was a good movie.
Yeah, I heard really good things about it. It's really cool making bombs.
It makes
I need to learn about that.
it'll make you feel bad about being an American. They don't show the bomb drop or anything.
Feel bad to
implied.
be an American.
Wait, the Brave Little Toaster goes to Mars?
Yeah, there's like 3 of them or something.
What the? Okay, all right. Let's move
That's
on.
worth watching.
We can move on from this. Okay, what is this story, man?
So this was interesting. Fossilized skull of a Neanderthal child with Down syndrome reveals communal caregiving among species. Now, it's a lot to unpack there. But
What? Why?
what really meant something to me about this was that Down syndrome is transcendent amongst species. So how far, could you have Down syndrome monkeys? Could you have Down syndrome dogs? Like, how far when does Down syndrome start?
I think it's
Becoming
got to be
prevalent.
the same amount of chromosome sets, because like, do monkeys have the same amount of chromosomes as humans? Dan, please.
You need to know this, Dan, off the top of
Well,
your head.
I don't know that, dude.
Humans
We
have
share like 97% DNA or some shit. I don't
humans
fucking
have like
know, man.
what
23.
Yeah, 23. And I believe Down syndrome is when you have an extra one. You have 23 pairs,
Ooh.
so 46 total.
You'd almost feel like Down syndrome people would be better, which they kind of are in a lot of ways
Yeah, they
with that extra chromosome.
Oh,
always happy, super strong.
always happy. Do you know any Down syndrome people?
No,
They will crush you when they're mad.
but I have
There you
seen
go.
some Shane Gillis stand-up comedy. So, yeah.
But I just thought that, like, where are we missing the Down syndrome? Where we might label something in a different species as, like, dumb or something, and it's like, oh, they actually just have Down syndrome and we don't realize it.
Yeah, I'm not actually familiar or heard of anything like that with other species other than human having
There's those
kind of
cats.
like neurological shit or whatever.
There's those little stubby-toed cats.
Down syndrome, maybe.
Those little toes, that's Downs.
Look
Symptoms
at
of
those.
Downs.
You think about all the syndromes that we know, some syndromes in humans. What about all the syndromes in animals that we don't know about? And we're just like, I don't know, they're fucked up.
Oh, dude, right here. What the heck is this, man?
Is that actually a Down syndrome?
Yeah, this is. Oh, wait, no, it's debunking a popular myth.
Oh, he kind of looked like it. Oh, yes, that does. The face.
I don't know.
Oh, that's just rude.
I don't know if this is like a real
That's AI
website.
generated.
Yeah, I don't know about this. The truth.
Okay, that tiger looks
AI
like it has
gen.
Down syndrome.
This is from generations of inbreeding.
Ooh.
So not Downs, just a weird looking
You have
tiger.
too many chroms, not good. Too little chromosomes, not good either.
Right.
So that was it.
All right.
Your chromosomes don't define you nowadays.
I mean, don't they literally define you?
No,
Like all your features and everything. Okay.
you can't say that, Lidge. I thought you were left.
4.5.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Slightly on this side.
I believe. Yep. I believe in abortion and the right to say retard.
To what month?
What do you mean you believe in it?
That people should have the right.
To the 9th month?
Not my problem. Not my problem, Bill.
I tend to. Yeah, it's not my problem either. Do
No.
what you want. You know what I'm saying? People murder live people all the time. I mean,
it's not the fucking same, dude.
it's in the ballpark.
Oh,
you know, like
you
you crack
god-
a homer out the park, or you crack one to the first base. It's still like baseball, right? It's kind of a good analogy.
No.
Yeah, I mean, people should be able to kill their children. That's okay, right?
Guys are goddamn Catholics. All right. I get the you're against it. All right. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to be for it because the Supreme Court just ruled yesterday that people in Idaho have to perform abortions if they're medically necessary, no matter what. And a lot of right-wing people not too happy about that. They don't like.
I mean, the necessary abortion thing is so low probability or statistic.
Right.
It's like it doesn't really exist.
But there was that Florida lady and then like an Idaho person that like had to be dying to get the abortion. So
I don't understand how the government can get in between those kind of like spiritual things when they're only actually a human when they're born, but then they can dictate when people get abortions and that.
Oh well,
That's
what?
kind of funny.
Well, some people voted for a guy, and the guy appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, and they overturned the right to abortion. So that's how it happened.
So like stem cells that are like from babies.
Yes. Also,
So, like, what if we
also
just-
against that?
We just take eggs and sperm and we start making a baby, and then we get stem cells. Is that actually a baby that then you just get the stem cells from, and then you're injecting them into live billionaires and stuff? But
That's a really
is-
good Dan,
is that a baby?
you know the history of Henrietta Lacks?
Yeah, I read a book on it.
All right, this lady had like some
They
cancer
stole
cell.
it.
Yeah, she had some cancer cells that just kept reproducing over and over again, and like Johns Hopkins used her cells to do science for like 70 years
Whoa!
without her consent.
Oh,
But
but she was dead, right?
yes, but they took it while she was still alive.
Whoa!
But there's a whole book about it. It's called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. I read it in one of my liberal studies classes in college.
Was it?
It was literally.
I read it in
liberal studies.
philosophy.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like the point of when people are actually like human or messing with any kind of like human cells, like the morality behind that, it goes deep and it's very confusing. So a lot of people don't reflect on those kinds of thoughts because it's just so up in the air. And, like what good does it do to even get those thoughts in your head, It's just kind of sad.
Speaking
Think
of
about it,
reflecting
man.
on thoughts, Dan,
Fair.
I try not to.
Inside Out just came out, and it's the first Disney movie in a long time to actually make some money and do well.
Oh, really?
Yes, it made over 100 million the first weekend. It's already at 835, so it's probably going to be I don't know, maybe the first movie this year to cross $1 billion.
Holy crap!
It's been
What's it about?
It's been a really bad year at the movies. Okay?
So it's Inside Out
Because
2.
the movies don't exist.
So there was an Inside Out, and I did see Inside Out 1.
Inside Out 2 introduces 2 new emotions. I think it's anxiety and something else.
So all the characters
Just-
are an emotion. So there's anger, there's joy, and
They-
so it's like to teach kids about emotions, really. But it's
Yes.
really pretty clever, and sadness is there, and it's just because emotions is something you feel. It's somewhat invisible. So to put it into characters makes it very tangible for young people to learn about emotions.
Yes, a good Disney movie. They introduced anxiety and envy. And anxiety,
two poor emotions.
Well, she's like 13 or some shit, so she's getting sad.
Oh.
But anxiety is played by Maya Hawke, who is Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
Holy cow! Look at the bustier on that one.
She's a pretty good actor. She was in the new Asteroid City, the Wes Anderson movie.
Was that gender neutral? Actor, not actress? Was that a thing?
What are you talking about right now?
What are the
said
chromosomes on that one?
She's a good actor.
I
Is
call
that- I just wanna
everybody
make
an
sure I'm-
actor. I don't actress. It's the same shit.
Gender neutral.
Oh.
Why are
wouldn't
you
call a
even
man an
thinking
actress,
about
though.
this?
I thought you
Just
were
want to make sure I'm
4.5.
PC here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to match the vibe.
Yeah, we thought
Being
you were
PC
4.5,
is
sorry.
always questioning if someone's trans. That's being PC. Okay.
I
But,
have
What kind of
actually-
crumbs you got?
I have they them'd in emails when I'm just trying to like, be respectful. I've purposely typed out she and then I'm like backspace they and then finish my email. I'm gender neutral sometimes in emails. So what do you think about that?
Do you guys correct typos in emails, or you just let them rip?
I do.
Why?
Correct.
I mean, I often, in like Outlook, you can emoji react to emails. I do that pretty often.
I feel like that's so useless. It sends
Oh
me
yeah,
an
yeah,
email
yeah.
about the reaction.
Notification.
Like,
Yeah.
that's so dumb.
But to me, it's an acknowledgement that I read the email.
True. That
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
That makes
Thumbs
sense.
up. Yeah, I just leave the typos because if people are smart enough to recognize it's a typo, they can figure it out.
It's very helpful,
So,
Dan.
correcting it is just kind of like, I don't know, it's a waste. I feel like.
You're saying don't help.
So people probably, at first glance are like, he's an idiot, which they're not wrong. So
Are you guys gonna see Inside Out 2 when it comes
hell
out?
no.
Chances are low.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Probably maybe when it's on Disney Plus. I didn't really care about the first one, but
I'll probably see it
Well-
eventually. Just like every movie, eventually.
like the last Disney movie I cared about was Toy Story 3.
Didn't see it. It
Well,
was a big deal though when it came out. I don't remember why it was a big deal, but it was.
Is that the one where they're at the daycare or some shit?
I think it came out, Bill, when we were 20, and it's about Andy going away to college and giving up his toys.
Oh wow.
Oh, they're at the kindergarten. That's what the shoe was. Yeah.
Because like we were like 5 when the first Toy Story came out. So being that we were the right age for Toy Story.
Yeah, that's why it meant something.
We were also the right age for Harry Potter.
That's cool.
Cowboys and astronauts. Toy Story.
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's off of Buzz Aldrin. He doesn't know if he actually is a spaceman and finds out he's not. It's like a reflection of the actual Buzz Aldrin. LOL.
Whoa.
That was controversial. I
He's
don't know.
just a clone.
People
he's a
just
clone.
really, really don't want to believe we went to the moon.
He's a CRISPR clone.
What if we just went to the moon? Is that okay?
I think that might be.
I wouldn't care either way.
I'm not sure.
I've been watching this show called For All Mankind. It's on Apple TV. It's essentially like an alternate reality show where like instead of us landing on the moon first, it was Russia. And like they beat us by like a week.
How
Pretty
did
good.
it turn out?
It's a pretty
for the
good show.
world?
In the show, like it like rapidly advances technology because the U.S. is actually competing, and they like end up setting up a base on the moon. I'm only in
Oh,
season
wow.
2. It's great. It stars Joel Kinnaman. You don't know who he is, but he was Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad movies. He's the guy who John Cena stabbed in the neck in Suicide Squad.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about IRL. I was like, no way.
This guy. Pretty
He
good.
looks like Henry
Wow.
Cavill, kind of.
No, he doesn't.
In that picture, he did.
I feel like you don't know what
Yeah, he's
Henry
like-
Cavill
he's like
looks
a white
like
guy
if you think
or
this guy.
something.
Henry Cavill doesn't even have any facial hair, man.
He looks like a really, really super crappy Henry Cavill.
Looks like Rick Flag.
B-rated Henry.
I mean, it's honestly a compliment to look like Henry Cavill at all.
This guy, to me, he's like one of the best sci-fi actors around. Because he was in a show called Altered Carbon. I talked to you about that, where they have like the things in their neck that let you
Yeah,
just
that's right.
switch bodies. He was the sleeve. He's been in a few things. He's pretty good. But,
The
yeah.
dude who had the first Neuralink was on
He's dead,
Rogan.
right?
No, he's alive. He's alive. I listened to a few minutes or maybe a clip of him, but he was saying how when he plays video games, it's almost like the cursor moves quicker than he even can think it, because like if you send if you send an impulse to your hand, it has to go down to your hand and back up to your brain or something. And it's like it was like super accurate when he was gaming. Like he
All right.
He's got
What-
aim assist.
aim assist.
what
exactly.
He's got aim
division-
assist, though.
What division is he in league, dude? Come on.
I mean, you imagine him in an FPS just headshotting everybody. You just look at their head and they're dead. Like You don't even have to move your hands.
I
It's
mean,
insane.
If Neuralink is good, then like it. I saw a guy who was a quadriplegic playing with his cheek in his like eye. Okay, it's just like this, and he was like silver 1. Okay,
In League?
yes, it was quite impressive. If Neuralink isn't that good, then Neuralink isn't good.
Bob is like still bronze, so a paraplegic guy playing with his cheek in his head.
Well, man, they
Better than Bob.
I bought bronze is no
playing
longer
to
the
lose.
worst though. They added like iron, right?
Iron.
To let
Iron,
to let the bronze players feel better.
Right.
You're not the worst anymore. Oh man, there's a lot of divisions now. I haven't played League in a while.
There was a pornography star that got the Neuralink too.
Oh,
You know,
really?
people are starting to tap in because she was like, I got all these augments, my face, my ass, my tits, and now my brain. It's just like another accessory. Makes me better, a human, so it's good.
Cyberpunk,
Dang.
man. Cyberpunk is
shit.
real.
They're
So-
gonna like measure your concentration. And so at work they'll be like, I see you have a quotient of concentration that's lacking today. We're gonna have to write that up.
Dude,
Neuralink's gonna be sweet, dude. I can't wait.
AI will just know that your concentration down and just dial it up. Like everyone, we can run at the same bandwidth always. I mean, AI will control everybody. I mean, doesn't it go that way?
No.
They're gonna take our gerb. They took our gerbs.
They took our jobs.
AI right now is literally just like putting prompts in, right? Like it's
No, it's gonna take over doctors and shit, so that'll be good.
until AI does anything without you putting data into it, I don't give a shit.
Like they need to do AI prostate exams.
How does that help?
Like a human doesn't have to do it, and so you feel less ashamed from like a bit. Like if you have a really big doctor, and it's like, oh shit, he's got big hands.
You just want to enable the guys that are afraid to go to the doctor a little bit more.
That seems to make sense.
Okay.
I'd rather have it not misdiagnosed like regular doctors could.
Good
But
point.
at the same time,
What do you guys think would happen to our healthcare system if like people didn't have to pay medical bills anymore? Would they just like swap the hospitals because they'd actually go?
What do you mean swap? the
it would collapse them because there's not enough support and workers in the hospital field already, and with the pandemic, that kind of proved that.
You know, like it's just
So for any little things, might as well just go in, you know.
yeah, you could. But like right now, people are afraid to go to the doctor. So
I
you
should
say-
go.
If you wave at your doctor, it's $170. You know, it's
And
crazy.
it takes 3 months to get in.
Not really, dude. That's Canada.
That's me right now.
Let me check my chart, dude. I could book an appointment right now. Let's see, okay?
Is your doctor Asian?
Nope.
He's Indian.
Nope.
White?
Yep.
You
Oh,
got
weird.
a girl doctor?
No.
That would be weird to have your testicles checked by a woman.
This dude did touch my nuts. I let him. Okay.
Did you turn your head and cough?
When he said to.
I know. Those guys have so much power. All right.
What? That's your
It's like
takeaway.
take down
He's
take down your pants.
controlling me. Okay.
Dude, I went to the dermatologist for the skin doctor to get some moles checked out / removed from my back. Mainly cosmetic. I don't know. You know, it's who knows why you do that shit. But you go in and they do a skin exam, and this dude legit was spreading my ass to look for something. There's skin in my ass crack. He spread my ass. I never
About
went
to
back.
dive in.
All right.
He dove in my ass, dude.
Dan, you said it takes months to go to the doctor. I am checking my
Yeah.
chart right now, and I could go on Monday at 11:45 a.m.
I mean, it just depends on
Which
who you got.
Is
You
like,
gotta do the person that's taking new patients. Yeah, they have the capability.
why the fuck are you
Otherwise-
still? Do you not have a doctor? What do you mean new patient? You're saying if you don't have one set up already?
Accepting new patients. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the person I go to has like full booked appointments and whatever. I mean,
You go to my guy,
New
dude.
doctor.
I'll hook you up, man.
I can go to a random nurse practitioner, and is that going to be as good of care as an actual doctor I trust?
No,
Yeah, why not?
no.
So out of 100 male
You can
doctors,
go quick though.
What, Bill?
how many of these guys are actual predators?
What?
because they have access to genitals like no other profession in the world. I think that's kind of weird.
So
They want retribution because the medical school abused them so much, and they had to go through so much grueling, wasting time.
you guys look at
They're
doctors
tortured
like
souls.
you look at doctors like priests then. Only in
I
the
feel like
field to
it's-
be around the kids.
Who is that guy
doctors are
from
abused, and they want revenge, and they're gonna get it. They're
from
gonna take it
MSU?
out on you.
The MSU doctor? Remember?
Oh, Larry Nassar, the
Uh,
gymnast. Yeah,
Larry Nassar
USA.
fingering.
Yeah, like 200 something girls, dude. Crazy.
I feel like it's
Dude,
this untold story.
It's not, dude. The craziest shit about that is like the MSU president absolutely knew about it. It did nothing and then got away with doing nothing.
Eesh.
What did he do?
He molested like 250 to 500 underage girl gymnasts that were on either Team USA or
By giving them breast exams, or what was
It
he
was
doing?
it was checking inside their vagina for something
but like these
again
girls,
and again.
like pretty much
in prison.
every gymnast from the U.S. that's won a gold medal in the last like 12 years was molested by this guy.
Oh, so he was an actual doctor just checking him out, being a gyno. Feeling out how it would be to be a gyno.
He was a general doctor, like a
He was a sports
the doctor
physician.
for the
He was a-
sports position. But like you don't check for stuff inside people's vaginas.
I mean, there's 200, however many women that are there. They should be questioned why they thought that was just normal procedures. I think.
Actually, several of them reported them decades ago, and then the people they reported them to did not report them above, or they did nothing. They did report them. Like,
Damn,
up like 15 plus years ago.
that's some shit.
He got away with it for
That would
quite
be
a
the
while.
worst thing ever. Holy fuck.
Well, he's I think he's serving 300 years in prison.
Yeah, good thing.
Something like-
300 years of every day getting fingers in his pee hole.
I'm surprised he isn't dead.
True. They probably have him on like isolation or something because there's no way that kind of he's such a little like nerdy like little like bitch man too. It's like you are a real piece of work here, bud. Look at this guy.
He looks like my doctor.
He's just a sad little guy.
What
Oh,
a piece
man.
of shit.
Oh, he has been stabbed in federal prison.
Good.
It's weird though in America, like if like you are not safe in prison at all. Shouldn't you be safe? Shouldn't you be able to serve your time without being
No.
murdered?
Going to prison shouldn't be viewed as like a okay thing that you can get through. You should view it as unbearable and you will die. Otherwise, you're going to be more lenient in committing crimes, Lidge.
Well, you know,
I thought you were 4.5.
I don't know. In the U.S., dude, like
You
everyone,
want crime rehab?
the recidivism
Oh,
rate is
Neuralink will help with
insane.
that.
If you compare it to like the jails or prisons in like Europe, or like it's essentially like just a hangout facility where they garden. They don't go back to prison. I don't know. I feel like they should focus more on like forcing people to get degrees or something in a prison instead of doing nothing.
It's because we're used to prison when we go to school, and then when you go to the actual prison, then you go fucking berserk.
School was not prison.
It definitely felt like prison to me.
All right.
It
Were
looks
you
a lot
staring
like
at the
prison.
clock, waiting for it to get out?
You can't leave. They won't let you leave.
Dude, nowadays the kids are just leaving. The absentee rate now is insane.
Yeah, long term, I
good.
don't think that goes really well, right?
Good. Let's make everyone more dumb.
Let's see. I'm gonna find something here on these stats.
And just to remind everyone, you can look up sex offenders in your area, and it's probably a good thing to know. So look up your house and the surrounding area, and know where the sex offenders live.
All right, unless
thing
you,
to
Show
know.
up.
unless
and
you
threaten
live by a school, you're
Should be safe.
all set. Good idea. Live by a school. All right, what else we got? If someone want to talk about
I mean, is it time? Are we out of time because we got to watch the big show?
we're at
We
59
got to watch.
minutes.
We got to see how our money will be placed on the
Yeah.
bets.
Tonight is the presidential debate. We have not watched it. Let's talk about our predictions. My prediction is Trump will make it to the center of the room first in order to make it look like Joe Biden can't move very quickly.
I don't know that I ever watched one, so I don't know.
You've never watched one.
So what's interesting about this debate is that if you watch the previous debate with Biden Trump, Trump talked over Biden the whole time. It was a disaster, frankly. And so this time around, when somebody's not talking, they're going to turn their mic off so they can't talk over each other. And then the other big thing is that there's no audience. So
They also
Trump
the biggest
rile
thing.
an audience.
Listen, dude. Today they announced they're gonna fact check him live. Okay.
Trump
Yes. Well, anybody.
and tell him, no, sir, that's not true.
Yeah. If he straight lies, they're gonna like say actually. Blah, 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 blah. And another big
I
deal.
love the no audience.
There's gonna be a commercial break, which is not normal. To have a commercial break during a presidential debate like that. Just one.
I wonder who pays for commercials. It'll be interesting to see what ads play. Like, yeah, I got to get in on this. Probably, let's see, Pepsi,
Pepsi, the halftime
Progressive, Progressive,
show. Snickers,
State Farm.
just car insurance. Yeah, car insurance, candy, and alcohol. Maybe some Bud Heavy.
They
True.
better put in the fake audience laughter like in Seinfeld. That would be sweet.
I don't understand what an audience adds to a policy debate.
That seems weird that there would be an audience.
Because you
you're
want them
talking-
to sweat. You want them to be uncomfortable. You want them to like prepare
Dude,
for
they-
public speaking, as if they haven't already. But
They
you know.
only added the audience like so people would watch it more. Like they didn't originally even have debates, right? The first
in
televised
front of a
debate,
non-existent studio audience, live.
the first televised debate was like Nixon versus Kennedy, and Kennedy won because he was like a hot dude.
Ooh.
So,
I feel like there's a lot of like tension coming up to this. Like people feel like something's going to happen, and I feel like it's going to be underwhelming. Like especially with kind of the safeguards they put up. Trump's not going to be able to just steamroll like he usually would try to, and it'll be kind of like, meh. Is kind of how I feel.
we will follow up next week on the pod. give our reaction to the debate that's going to happen in about 20 minutes.
How can I watch it?
Anywhere, on anything, on every channel, probably on YouTube, streaming.
Sweet.
It's hosted
you
by
think-
CNN, but it's going to be simulcast everywhere.
Do you think Putin will watch the debate?
Yep.
You think so?
Dude, I think Putin probably like you know how like a lot of people are weeaboos, you know, like really into Japanese culture. I bet you that Putin is like secretly a super Ameriboo. Okay,
Okay.
you know, like really, really,
All right.
like how Jordan Peterson is a secret Russiaboo. He's got like a lot
Is
of
he?
like he's got like a lot of old Russian paintings and stuff. He's like really, really into like socialist shit.
Oh, that's weird.
It is weird, all right? But yeah, he's talked about it.
So Putin's an Ameriboo. If he's watching, is it watching it with subtitles, or is it like where they can live translate it? Where
He usually has that earpiece, man. It's probably some guy named Boris talking in his ear.
ooh,
It's always a guy named Boris or Sergey or Vlad.
I feel like I'd rather have a woman talking in my ear
Okay.
than Boris.
Well, then it's Svetlana instead.
Ooh, there we go.
I'm just saying Russian names. All right. Well, this was episode 14.
14,
of the-
baby.
This is the Drag and Drop podcast, which we never mention. This is the Dragon Drop podcast. Drag and drop. That's like when you click a file, you drag it into another folder, and it copy pastes it. You drag and drop. But also, dragons are cool. That's the pod.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Anything you guys want to add to that?
Love you guys. That's it.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Dan?
I love you.